my son built a trophy just to be seen. I used to think being a good dad meant being the loudest one in the bleachers, cheering the hardest for the kid who was already shining. My oldest son Jackson had everything. Star quarterback, popular, confident, the kind of kid everyone noticed the moment he walked into a room. Our house walls were filled with his trophies, his photos, his victories, and I was proud, maybe too proud. Then there was Leo, my younger son. Quiet, always covered in dirt, spending hours alone in the garage taking apart broken radios just to understand how things worked. At dinner he barely spoke, just nodded while his brother told stories about games and applause, and I thought he was fine. I told myself he was just shy, until one day I went into his closet looking for a tool, and I found a small shoebox hidden in the back. I opened it, and my heart just dropped. Inside was a handmade trophy. Not gold, not shiny, but carefully built from scrap metal and wires. A perfect replica of his brother's MVP award. And taped underneath it was a small crumpled note in his handwriting. Maybe if I win one of these, Dad will look at me the same way. I sat there on the floor, in that dark closet, and I broke. Because in that moment I realized I didn't just ignore him, I made him feel invisible. I didn't say anything to Leo. I didn't want him to feel embarrassed. But the next Saturday, instead of going to the game, I stayed home. I walked into the garage, sat next to him, and asked, "Can you show me how this works?" And the way he looked at me, like he couldn't believe I was finally there, that meant more than any trophy on that wall. Because some kids don't need applause, they just need to be seen. Jackson still has his awards, but on my desk, I keep that little wire trophy, because that's the one that reminds me what being a real father actually means.